So let me explain what is Pauli's exclusion principle. Here, nakita natin na there is no two electrons can occupy the same four quantum numbers. Yan ang sabi ni Wolfgang Pauli. For example, is there are no two persons share the same home address or two names. Hindi parehas ng country, hindi parehas ng state nakatira, or hindi parehas ng province, or either the street or your name. Yes, hindi, kasi there shall be no two person share the same identical for the criteria. So, yun yung sabi ni Pauli's exclusion principle. Dahil ikaw lang ang meron nun at ikaw lang ang meron ganong name and identity. Yun ang explanation ni Pauli's exclusion principle. So, as you can see, we have here the four quantum numbers, which is the lowercase n for the principal quantum number or the shell number. The lowercase of L, angular momentum quantum number or the subshell. The M sub L is the magnetic quantum number. And the last one is the M sub S, which is the spin quantum numbers. So, ayan yung the four quantum numbers. For the electron or shell's orbit, ayan, ito yung makikita natin, the principal quantum number, principal quantum number 1, principal quantum number 2, principal quantum number 3. So, ito yung shell 1, shell 2, and shell 3. So, nagkakaroon dyan ng energy increases. So, sa substance or the matter, meron dyan the elements has a molecule, has a atom, and the atom naman is pinapalaban siya ng nucleus or centrally, and electrons peripherally. So, sa nucleus centrally has a protons and nucleus. Sa electrons peripherally has organized at orbital shells or the suborbits or subshells. Then, ayan, orbitals can carry a maximum number of 2 electrons with opposite spin. So, ayan, opposite spin siya. Yan yung makikita natin later, which is the 4 quantum numbers. Yung diniscuss natin kanina is about the principal quantum number, which is tinatawag din siyang shell number or the orbital shell in an atom. So, sabi ni Pauli is the higher the n is the higher the energy level. And then, if the E negative transmission to a higher shell energy is absorbed, and if the E minus transmission to a lower shell energy is released. So, for the maximum number of the electrons allowed in a shell, which is the principal quantum number raised to 2, the number level of the orbit, first row is the orbital shells, this one, and the second row is the maximum number of the electrons allowed. So, paano makukuha? 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 3 times 3 is 9. And then 9 times 2 is 18, and so on and so forth. So, paano natin makukuha yung answer dito sa max number of the electrons? Multiply lang tayo ng multiply. For example is, meron dito ang kunwaring 2. Sorry, hindi ko maano. So, 1 times 2 is equals to 2. 3 times 2 is equals to 6. 5 times 2 is equals to 10. And the 7 times 2 is equals to 13. So, let's proceed to the electrons configuration for the following neutral atom. So, itong makita natin yung sign which is the periodic sulfur, which is 16. I-add lang natin to, yung nasa taas, yan yung electrons niya. So 2 plus 2 plus 6 plus 2 plus 4 is equals to 16. And then for the chlorine is 17. So 2 plus 2 plus 6 plus 2. So sub na lang natin. Like, same lang sila ng 3p, but ito yung magiging 5. So 5 plus 5 is equals to 7. And then the argon is 18. So 2 plus 2 plus 6, 2 plus 6 equals to 18. So yun lang yung sa electron configuration. So mag-example tayo for shells. Ito yung atom, first shell, second shell, and third shell, or the quantum number 1, principal quantum number 1, principal quantum number 2, and principal quantum number 3. So, ilan yung electrons na? So, let's count. 1 for the first shell is 2 electrons. Second shell has 8 electrons, and the third shell has a 1 electron. So, yan yung atomic number of the sodium or Na. So, ito yung kanyang electrons. So, for the subshells, we have here a 1 sub s raised to 2, 2 sub s raised to 2, 2 sub p raised to 6, 3 sub s is raised to 1, or the Ne or neon. Kapag linagyan natin ng 3 sub s raised to 1. So, ayan yung kanyang electrons. It has a opposite spin. So, ayan. Opposite siya. Diba? Yung pa up, and this one, the lower this is high and lower. Ayan. So, that's it.